Let us discuss the word meanings, literary devices, and question answers. So you can go through these pics. Rain on the roof, how the rain was falling over the rooftop. You can visualize it through the picture. And you can see the introduction of the poetry. From the title of the poem, Rain on the Roof, we can make out that the poem is about the rain. The poet is telling us about the memories he has of the rain. The sound of the raindrops falling on the roof of his house brings back sweet memories of the past. You can see the pic of the poet, how he was sleeping when he was a small child. The meanings: humid, something which is full of moisture. Shadows refers to the moisture laden clouds which cast a shadow on the earth. The dark clouds, which was in the form of a shadows. Hover, moving around something. The dark clouds was moving. It was showing in a way which was moving. Melancholy, sad. Bliss, happiness. Patter, sound of raindrops falling on the roof. Sound of raindrops falling on the roof. Cottage chamber means the bedroom. So you can see here how the poet was living as a small child. Tinkle, short, light, ringing sound. Tinkle also means sound. Short, light, ringing sound. Shingles, rectangular wooden tiles used on roofs. Echo, repeated sound. Woof, weft. That is the thread woven across the loom. Patter, sound of raindrops falling on the roof. Busy being refers to human beings, and here the poet is referring to himself. You can see how the poet's mother was spending time with him. You can see in the pic. All these fond memories was coming to his mind again and again. Air, E-R-E, air means old poetic word for before. Dawn, early in the morning, daybreak. List, old poetic word for listen. Refrain, a repeated part of a song or a poem. Here the sound of the rain. Now we'll discuss literary devices in the poem. Rhyme scheme of the poem is A, B, C, B, D, E, F, E. I repeat, A, B, C, B, D, E, F, E. In the stanza number 1, the literary devices are alliteration. Alliteration means the repetition of a consonant sound in two or more consecutive words. You can see in the poetry, humid, hover. Humid, H, H. H is the H. First letter of the word is consonant. First letter of the word is a consonant. So in both the words, H. So it is H sound is repeating. So this is a alliteration. Similarly, starry spheres, S. The first letter of the word is S, and spheres also first letter of the word is S. So S should be S sound is repeating. Press pillow, PP. So sound is repeating. So this is called alliteration. Lie listening. I sound is repeating. Sorry, I is not I, L. L sound is repeating. So next poetic device is onomatopoeia. Next poetic device is onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia means the use of sound, words to create a dramatic effect and auditory imagery. Patter is the sound, is the use of sound word. It is the sound made by the raindrops falling on the rooftop. Onomatopoeia means sound which is the words which are creating sound. So those like buzz, hiss, this kind of words. Patter is the use of sound word. It is the sound made by the raindrops falling on the rooftop. Third literary device is personification. What is personification? Treating a non-living thing as a living being. So here rain is addressed as a person. So the poet is making the non-living as a living. So he's treating the non-living as a living being. So that's why that process is called personification. Treating a non-living thing as a living being. Darkness has been personified when he says that it is sad. So he has used the word rain. Rain also is personified. And secondly, darkness. The word darkness also is personified as darkness has been personified when he says that it is sad. So darkness cannot be sad. But here the poet is using darkness as a human being. He is treating the darkness as a human being. So that's why he has used the word sad. So darkness is also a personification in the poetry. Then fourth one, transferred epithet. Transferred epithet, the use of an adjective with a noun. The use of an adjective with a noun when it refers to another noun. So here example is given in melancholy darkness. The darkness is not melancholy, but it refers to the sad people. So it is referring to the sad people. Melancholy darkness. Both are adjective. Two adjectives are used together. So here it is a transferred epithet. It is said the use of an adjective with a noun with it when it refers to another noun. So in melancholy darkness, the darkness is not melancholy, but it refers to the sad people. So here melancholy darkness, both darkness is it is considered as noun here, and melancholy is playing the role of an adjective. So in that way it is used. The position of the word melancholy is in a place of an adjective, and darkness is in the place of a noun. The darkness is not melancholy but refers to the sad people. Then stanza second. Again we will revise. Like in second stanza also alliteration is there, onomatopoeia is there, personification is there. So second stanza also there is a alliteration. The repetition of a consonant sound in two or more consecutive words. Busy being, BB. In both the words BB. So B sound is repeating. Their thread, TT. Their thread. TH sound is repeating. Rain roof, RR is repeating. R sound is repeating. So these are all alliteration. So there are so many examples given of alliteration. So it will be easy for you to understand. Onomatopoeia, the use of sound words to create a dramatic effect and auditory imagery. Again, onomatopoeia literary device is used in the second stanza. Tinkle, the sound tinkle. Patter, tinkle, patter, sounds made by the raindrops. So these are also onomatopoeia. Third, personification, treating a non-living thing as a living being. So treating the non-living thing as a living being. Recollection is personified when he says that they weave dreams. So recollection means good thoughts, past memories. So that is also used as a personification. Fourth one, transferred epithet. Transferred epithet, the use of an adjective with a noun when it refers to another noun. Dreamy fancies. Dreamy fancy. It does not mean that the fancies are dreamy, but it refers to the people who have dreams. So fancies is used as a noun, and dreamy is playing the role of an adjective. So double like dreamy fancies. Transferred epithet, the use of an adjective with a noun when it refers to another noun. Dreamy fancies. It does not mean that the fancies are dreamy, but refers to the people who have dreams. Stanza 3. Again, in stanza 3 also alliteration is used. So the poetry is full of alliteration, onomatopoeia and what you call personification. Alliteration, the repetition of a consonant sound in two or more consecutive words. Memory, my mother, M. In all the three words, the first letter is M. So it is a consonant word. So M sound is repeating. Darling dreamers, D sound is repeating. So these are all alliteration. Onomatopoeia, the use of sound words to create a dramatic effect and auditory imagery. The sound of a patter, sound of raindrops falling on the shingles of the roof. Shingles means the tiles of the roof. I hope you have understood the word meanings, literary devices. Now let us go towards the summary. I want you to go through this summary. The poem Rain on the Roof talks about the poet's varied reactions to the sound of raindrops falling on the roof of his house. He says that the raindrops at night are like tears shed by the sad, dark night. He loves to lie in bed and hear rain falling on the roof of his room because it gets back sweet memories of the past. He says that the sound of raindrops helps him fall asleep and gives him sweet dreams. He has memories of his loving mother who put them to sleep. So I want you to go through this summary. It will help you to understand better. Then lastly we'll discuss the question answers in short. Humid shadows refers to the dark clouds which are full of water. Second, starry spheres refers to the sky at night time which is full of stars. Bliss means a blessing. Fourth, 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being start means that people start having very sweet dreams. Fifth, 1,000 recollections weave their air threads into oofs means that when people are asleep, the memories of the past come back into their mind in the form of dreams. Question number 2. What does the poet like to do when it rains? Answer. When it rains, the poet likes to lay in bed and hear the rain falling on the roof of his room. Third, what is the single major memory that comes to the poet? Who are the darling dreamers he refers to? So, the poet has memories of his beloved mother when he was a child. She would put him and his siblings to bed and allowed them to sleep till late. They had sweet dreams in their sleep. Darling dreamers refers to the poet and his siblings when they were children and had sweet dreams. They were loved by their mother and so were her darlings. All these children were the darlings of their mother. Question number 4. Is the poet now a child? Is his mother still alive? No. Now the poet is not a child. He is an adult. His mother is not alive anymore. So children, I hope you have understood the poetry, and I want you to go through the summary, introduction, word meanings, literary devices and understand it beautifully so that you can prepare yourself to write question answers. So now you can listen to the video two to three times and understand it, and then you can write your question answers in your register. So I had already given you the pattern of writing question answers. You don't need to write everything which I send it to you. You need to write according to the pattern I have told you earlier. Thank you and have a pleasant day.